Okay, here we go. Alright, so as I mentioned earlier today, as well as in the last live stream, we got our hands on the Japanese NES Mini, which is the family computer, and a bunch of other Japanese words on the box. Here's the box. The Japanese NES Mini. There you go. Is the family computer, and a bunch of other Japanese words on the box. But, yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and start streaming from the system, and we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, so I'm just going to go ahead and start streaming from the system, and we'll see. Okay, here we are. Alright, so here is the Famicom Mini homepage. Alright, so just looking at these, it looks like everything is in Japanese, which is just great. Hopefully there's a language thing. And you know what? I can't read any of these well enough to determine if that is the case. So great. I know that the American version does have a language thing to it, but yeah. Looks like we're stuck in Japanese. That's fine. So I'm going to assume that this is Ice Climber. Just gonna open it up. Yeah, it's Ice Climber. So we've shown that one before. We're gonna move on. This looks to me like it's Castlevania. A little disc loading screen. That was cool. Cause yeah, whatever this is, it used to be a Famicom disc product. Everything in here is in English, which is interesting. I wonder if, you know, are Japanese people just generally more aware of English than we are Japanese? I don't know. Maybe this is Castlevania? I'm not sure. Yep, it sure is. Cool. So we've played Castlevania before. Oh, now loading. Oh, that's so cool. So like they went through the effort. They went through the effort of like recreating all the stuff you had to do with the disc. That is really cool. Way to pay attention to the details, Nintendo. 'Cause yeah, I'm sure that basically with the exception of the disc loading things, this game's probably exactly like its English counterpart. So the fact that they went through the effort to recreate all the loading screens and stuff, that's pretty cool. Way to pay attention to the details, Nintendo. And yeah, can't put my finger on it. Things do look slightly different to me. I don't know what is different, if anything, but things do look slightly different than I'm used to seeing in Castlevania. But let's go back out. No idea what this game is, but we'll give it a go. More Japanese stuff. Push start button. Mystery adventure start. Okay. Oh, birds pooping on me. Cool. Treasure box. Seem to have bombs. I don't know if I can. Ow! And one hit kills. Cool. 7 lives. That's a really odd number. No pun intended, but dang. Hard game. Let's see what we can do with this. Dude. Wow. I wonder if I can knock out that lower bird with, okay. Oh, the lower bird didn't come this time. Because I was going slower? I'm not sure. There's a treasure box. Cool. Dang. Alright, that game's hard. No idea what it is. Maybe adventure, whatever it's called. Ye are Kung Fu. Konami. What if it's the same as the... No, this is not Kung Fu that I know. Oh, it's more like a Street Fighter sort of thing. There you go. Got you in the face, buddy. Yeah, but I'm totally gonna die here. And yeah, I'm dead. Okay. Cool, little fighting game. Way cool. So yeah, already we're what? We're 4 games in, and half are on the American version and half are not. This looks like it's Excite Bike. Yeah, it's Excite Bike. So everything's in English. Yeah, I think, I don't know, maybe it's just easier because it's a far simpler alphabet to make games in English. I couldn't really say. But, yeah. Woo. We've already played Excite Bike on the other stream, so we'll move on to the next game. Galaga. Cool. I've played plenty of Galaga on the channel, so I'm not going to do it again right now. Gradius, okay, I know Gradius. We'll pop in. We've done Gradius too, but yeah, Gradius is the horizontal scroller, and Galaga the vertical. Though I did notice, bounce back, that Konami logo. I don't know, it, yeah, it's really interesting. I noticed it also with this Kung Fu game. That Konami logo, it looks different than... Yeah, it's like Kiyonami or something. Guess they maybe have a different logo in Japan. Okay. I'm gonna guess that this is Super C. I can't read that. It's Super, whatever it is. And then there's the regular Konami logo that we know, so... Oh yeah, it's Super C. Okay. Let's get out of that. So, what is this? Is this Japanese Super Mario Brothers 2? Is it original? It's original Super Mario Brothers. Okay. Cool. Super Mario Brothers 3. Yeah, everything just seems to be in English. I wonder if, like, even the king speaks in English. I think that's gonna have to be an experiment for another day, because it'll take at least a few minutes to get there. Ah, dang it. Yeah, this controller is so awkward. It's tiny. Look at that. It's just straight up tiny. And if you missed the video I did earlier, just for comparison's sake, like, here's the Famicom Mini, here's a regular NES controller, so that's how they compare. Tiny little controllers. Yeah. So it looks like they have Super Mario USA on here, which is what we know in America as Super Mario Brothers 2. It also looks like the Japanese Super Mario Brothers 2 was not included on this, so that's a little bit disappointing on both counts. I was hoping that there would be Doki Doki Panic on here because I've never been able to play that before. But yeah, instead they've got Super Mario USA, which looks a little bit different there on the title screen. But so far, looks to be basically the same. Yeah, it's the same. Here is Zelda. The Hyrule Fantasy. Japanese letters. Yeah, cool. They redid the disc stuff. That's super cool. I really love how they did that. What's kill mode? delete. Ah! Alright. Hopefully I'm not spelling anything offensive. Let's see if I can start this. I'm gonna guess that says loading. I'm not really sure. Here we are. Here is good old Zelda. Let's go see the old man, get ourselves a sword. Oh! He does speak Japanese. He doesn't speak English. So now I'm curious about the kings in Super Mario Bros. 3. Alright, well, everyone's seen Zelda before, and like I said, when I was doing the American Mini, we'll definitely have some Zelda stuff, but the game is a bit involved to really go into. In this situation, we're just trying to quickly go through the product to see what it's got. So let's get out of that. Looks like Legend of Link is either not here or in a different place. But maybe these are in, like, no, they couldn't be in chronological order. Anyway, looks like some sort of wizard game. Let's check this out. Oh, it's Solomon's Key. Yes, this is a good game. I haven't played it in a long time, but so I remember how you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can make blocks disappear and reappear. There's a Super Nintendo game called Troddlers that kind of had a similar mechanic. And I haven't ever seen much about it. How do I get down? Okay, I can zap down. Okay, cool. There we go. So yeah, it's kind of like a puzzle game. It's a pretty cool game, actually. So yeah, that wasn't on the American one. Let's see. These two seem to be sequels one of another. Let's see if I recognize them. Technos Japan Corp and a whole bunch of Japanese stuff with girls behind some letters. Just gonna push start until something starts, hopefully. Oh, it's like a... Is it a race of some kind? Oh, yeah. Ah, shoot. Ah, how do I get out? Okay, there we go. I'm not sure if I'm controlling or not. Yeah, I think I was. So we're a bunch of guys go running into a house, pick up a barbell. Not quite sure what's going on. Do I fight these people? Now we're in the backyard. Everyone's climbing up here. Seems to be a race. Kind of like a fighting race. Oh, dang, that's not what I expected. Okay. Interesting game. Yeah, I think I'll probably play quite a bit more of this if I figure out what's going on a little bit better. Let's see if that next game is a sequel to this. Looks like it. Same company. Sure, I'll be the guy in the white clothes. No idea what that all is. I seem to be alone in this one. Okay, now I'm just straight up fighting people, so maybe it's not a sequel, or maybe not a sequel as you might expect. The controls are pretty similar. Pick up weapons and B to throw and an A to use. I'm getting money for hitting people. Not sure what this game is, but I'm enjoying it. I feel like I've played this, or at least something inspired by it before, but it's no Double Dragon. I'll say that. It's no Double Dragon. Cool. Let's see what else we got. Oh, yes, there is Double Dragon. I've played that on here before, so I'll skip it. Sumo wrestler game. Cool. Ah, yeah. It's sumo wrestling, alright. And, oh, look at, yeah. I'll just go with where I started. More Japanese characters. Okay. Alright, cool. Yeah. Come on, boy. Yeah, I won. Okay. So here comes guy number 2. So it's no Punch Out, but seems pretty good. Don't really know what any of the moves are. Mostly just button mashing, to be honest. But it seems to be working. There he goes. Cool. Now, why do I know that the goal of sumo wrestling is to push someone out of the ring? No idea. Not quite sure where I picked that up or when, but... Ah, he threw salt in the ring. Yes. I also know that that's a thing. Don't know why. Don't know why I know that exactly. But, oh, this guy's a bit tougher, yeah. Basically just holding right and rocking back and forth between A and B buttons seems to be getting him most of the way there. There we go. Okay. Not too bad. Ah, Dr. Mario. I wonder if it's any different. Nah, looks about the same. Yeah. Looks about the same. Yeah, it's the same. So, yeah. Ah, shoot. Yeah, that works out, actually. I'm a huge fan of this game. I totally killed myself, but we'll move on. Donkey Kong. Ninja Gaiden. Balloon Fight. Pac-Man. Wonder what this is. Japanese words. This kind of is almost... This is almost a little bit nostalgic, because I played video games before I could read, so... Oh, it's Final Fantasy, I think. I think it's Final Fantasy, I'm not sure. Okay. No, not Final Fantasy. Am I controlling? Doesn't seem like it. Some sort of story. Alright. Kind of Final Fantasy. I wonder if it's... What is a different Final Fantasy than what we got here? That makes sense. But yeah, not being able to read anything in Final Fantasy, that's a challenge. But yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of nostalgic for me to be playing these games, not being able to read, because back when I played a lot of these sorts of games, I couldn't read. So not being able to read anything, even though it's a game that I've never played before, is kind of brings back memories of looking at the screen and just wondering, Are the words over yet? Just pushing the button. Cool. So yeah, that's maybe a Final Fantasy of some kind. Here's Kirby. Kirby, I know. How to draw Kirby. There we go. Yeah, just like the English version. So yeah, why it's all mixed between English and Japanese? I don't really know. Don't know enough about the Japanese culture or language to say, but I find it interesting that some screens will have some Japanese in them and the other screens will be all English. It's kind of interesting. Jeez. That was close. Alright. So yeah. There's Kirby. Let's see what else we got on here. This looks like ghouls and ghosts, or ghosts and goblins. Let's see. Yep, it sure is. I'm terrible at that game. I'm gonna make you go through it. Mario Golf. I don't think that was on the other one, actually. No, it wasn't. Okay. Well, let's just show a little bit of it here, then. Hopefully it's not all in Japanese, though, because I won't be able to... Oh, it's Mario Open Golf. I think it was just called Mario Golf in America. I'm not really sure. United States. That's weird, right? So the game is set in the United States. They're speaking Japan course. And then back to... I don't know. Is this Mario Golf? It seems a little bit different, actually. Do here. Not too bad. Hit it pretty hard again. See if we can get there. Oh, I missed it. Dang it. Didn't play a ton of this. Got fairly good at it from the... Ooh, that was a pretty good shot. From the NES remix that was released. But... Go slow, putter... Ah! Jeez. There we go. So yeah, 5 strokes. +1. Not great, but we'll go on. So yeah, that's cool. Here's Mario Brothers. Talked about that one last time we were playing. This looks like it's Metroid. Whatever it is, it's a Famicom disc game. I still think that's so cool that they recreated all the disc stuff, even though they had no reason that they had to. Like the loading screens, all that stuff, there was no reason that they had to do that. And I've noticed that Nintendo, yeah, it's Metroid. I've noticed Nintendo does that on other things too. Like, see, it's a little bit different. We'll just trying to start it. Okay. So, yeah, I noticed this when I was playing, I want to say Mario Party 8? Yeah. So I was playing Mario Party 8 on my Wii U, using the virtual Wii on there. And there is a power-up that you can get in Mario Party 8, the Duelo candy. And when you use it, your character sets on fire, and then the person you run into, you battle them, and you can steal their stuff. I'm not sure if those guys are yellow in the American version. Anyway, let's So the Wii version, the Wii just doesn't quite have enough power under the hood to actually display the animation as the programmers intended, and you get a little bit of slow motion there, a little bit of frame drop. Now the Wii U is a far more powerful system than the Wii and could totally have rendered it without that problem, but for the sake of preserving the original as... See, I don't think that's yellow in the original either. But for the sake of keeping things the same as in the real version, they preserved that functionality on their virtual Wii. So like it has the same specs as a regular Wii, even though it's not a Wii. It's just, you know, pretty cool. I think that that's something that some emulations kind of miss out on. They kind of skip. Now, I'm not sure if these Famicom loading screens are as long as they are with the actual system. I would assume not. I would assume that wait times are one of the reasons why we never saw the disc system in America. But yeah, it's one of those things. A little bit of care. Something that not a lot of people would care to Okay, so Zelda 2. Here we are. Legend of Link, Zelda 2. I'm not going to go into that. And then Rockman 2. Yes. Forget when I knew, or why I knew, that Mega Man was called Rockman in Japan. But that is true. That is who he is and was. So yeah. Rockman 2. Everyone here, same names. Yeah, why is it English though? Like, why isn't it like Rockman or something Japanese that I don't understand? Like, why does it just say Rockman? That's so weird. It's so weird to me. Ah, dang it. I mean, I understand that definitely in the 80s at least, America was a far bigger economic powerhouse than Japan. No question about that. I did that exact same thing when I was playing this on the American version. But yeah, it's like, why is it in English? I don't, like, is Nintendo trying to teach Japanese kids English? Is it just easier on the programmers? It still seems weird that you do that. Like, or do Japanese people just have half of everything in their world in English for some reason? And why would they do that? Like, I just don't know. Ah! Same place as I died in the other one. Alright, cool. So yeah, there it is. The Famicom Mini. So, don't know if I can really remember right off the top of my head what all these games are, but in retrospect, looking back, I would say it was probably about a third games, maybe even less, but there's a good chunk of games in here that are not on the American version. Plus it does come with the 2 separate controllers. I don't know for sure, but I would assume that if you are a hacker, that you could hack it using the exact same methods that everyone has the American version. So if that's what you want to do, knock yourselves out. I don't condone it. I think it's, honestly, it's stealing. It's despicable to put games on here that you don't own legitimately. But if you own them, here's something I've learned in my time at VGHI. So there is, in America at least, something that is called, what is the terminology of it? Something like first owner's rights or something like that. Basically what it means is you can create as many copies of anything as you want, as long as you legitimately own a legitimate copy of it, and the copies are kept in the same physical location as the original. So if, for instance, you have a legitimate copy of a game, but it doesn't work anymore, you would be completely justified in having a digital copy of that game as long as you kept the digital copy in the same physical location as the real copy, whether it works or not. So yeah, there's a little tidbit there on the rules. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not saying trust me on this, but I'm telling you I've looked into it. I'm pretty sure that what I've said is accurate. I feel like it's accurate. So that's the law, and I think that that's fair. If you have a legitimately acquired copy of something, then the creator got paid for it at some point, whether it was by you or somebody else, but that copy got paid for, and that copy is existing where the others are, so it should be fine. And this is kind of how some digital collections at libraries work out and stuff like that. So just, yeah, there's that fighting dude. Alright, so I'm going to call that a stream. Hope everybody enjoyed that. Yeah, we will keep doing these.